cricket. Mahendra Singh Dhoni and Yuvraj Singh putting the finishing touch, and in the end it seemed like an easy win for India. And you've got to say it was Yuvraj Singh who played that steadying innings right in the centre there, although Tendulkar was the one who made sure that India got a good positive start. There were two early hiccups, and then Dhoni came in and sealed the fate for the Pakistanis. Mohammad Asif, once again the standout bowler. Umar Gul was impressive, used the conditions well. Problems for Rana Naveed. Yasir Arafat slightly disappointing to me, especially because I was quite impressed with the way he bowled the last time against England. Shahid Afridi had problems with his ribs, 3 overs for 24, and Razak didn't do such a bad job, but bowling was inadequate. So there it is, India win by 5 wickets and they lead the series 2-1. And I've got Nasir Hussain and Imran Khan here with me. Nasir, when we were talking in the supper break, we said if India wins this match, it would be a good win.
It was an excellent win, and it was absorbing cricket to see two young Pakistan bowlers, Umar Gul and Mohammad Asif, run in and move the ball around like that, and to see the master Tendulkar negotiate that with a little bit of Dravid as well. But the Tendulkar innings was the absolute key. The little master played beautifully, saw those two off and set it up for two young lads that all of India should be very proud of this evening. You know, Yuvraj, calm head, the finisher. You said to me, this lad's always there at the end. He was there at the end again. And Dhoni, it's the first time I've seen him, but anyone who comes in and gets 72 or 47 deliveries is going to win you a game. If you do it once, it's fluke. If you keep doing it for India, then you've got something special, and I think India should be very proud of all their batting lineup.
Well, this is new India, isn't it, Imran? I remember when India used to play Pakistan in the 80s and 90s, there used to be a sense of panic chasing a Pakistani target. But this India chases well. The youngsters take the pressure well, especially when they're looking to finish the game.
Most definitely. I think Yuvraj has impressed me the last test innings and the one-day innings. But let me just say one thing. I thought it was one of the most absorbing part of any one-day cricket I've seen, the first 10 overs of Pakistani bowlers bowling at the Indian batsmen. I thought the two young bowlers, Mohammad Asif and Umar Gul, bowled beautifully. I mean, they swung the ball, they hit the seam, they cut the ball. And I thought that Dravid and Sachin Tendulkar, they played a brilliant innings. You know, I said brilliant, it wasn't spectacular, but negotiating that new ball was such absorbing cricket, and this is the difference. Here are two Indian veterans facing it out. By the way, I thought sending Gambhir and Pathan was a mistake. I thought Dravid should have gone at 3. But they faced the bowling, and when the ball began to ease up, by the time the two young batsmen came in, the ball wasn't moving around, and so they allowed them to play the strokes. Pakistan did exactly the opposite. The big batsmen in Zamam, Yunus Khan were all hiding behind the young batsmen. So, you know, when the pressure mounted, they drifted away with the pressure. They were blown away. And it was because of this brilliant partnership of Razak and Shoaib Malik, which saved Pakistan. So anyway, I thought it was the two of them. I thought this was Sachin's best innings, by the way. Not most fluent, but I thought the way the two bowlers bowled, Mohammad Asif especially, I mean, they cut the ball, they moved. Asif's length was incredible. And I thought Dravid and they weathered that storm and enabled the latter batsmen to then play freely.
The problem with Sachin is, Nasir, with me and Sachin, is I know him too well. And today, just the way he was playing, looking to hit boundaries, now that is Sachin Tendulkar. I always fear for him when he starts off well and then India loses 2 wickets, and then he decides in his mind that I'm going to play the sheet anchor role. That's the time I worry for Sachin. But today he didn't do that. He was looking to hit boundaries even after he reached the 80s. In fact, in his 90s when he was out, he was looking to hit a boundary square on the offside. And that was great to see. I thought his approach today was refreshing.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's a sign of a new Sachin, or the old Sachin has come back, especially with no Sehwag at the other end. He probably felt that he had to play these sort of shots. Now, you know, in amongst these balls there were plenty of good deliveries, and he waited and waited, and anything short, especially the cut shot, he was very strong on. And, you know, that's just class batting. But you're right, it was a new Sachin, back to the, you know, let's play some shots, let's take the bowling apart.
And also not worrying too much about being beaten on the odd occasion or troubled by a delivery. He just seemed to forget about it and played like, okay, it doesn't matter even if I get out, I'm going to play my shots today. And it worked beautifully. I mean, that just set the trend. And in the end, Yuvraj Singh and Dhoni had to just come in and make sure there were no more hiccups.
But may I say, I do not think the two young batsmen would have been able to play an innings like this. I thought it was an excellent example of defense and attack. His stroke selection was excellent. I do not think if this is experience coming in. Here's a class player with a lot of experience, a lot of runs on the board. I thought it was a great innings.
Dravid also played a substantial innings. He was run out, but that innings allowed this innings that eventually won India the game. Partnership, Dhoni and Yuvraj Singh together. And they are young stars at the moment in India, and this is the reason why. They are stroke players and they are there when India wins matches.
And they deserve to be stars. I mean, Yuvraj, perfect for him, perfect foil to have someone like Dhoni come in. It took the pressure off him, and he quite liked that. A younger Yuvraj might have tried to challenge Dhoni, but he just said, listen, you play the shots and I'll see you through. And Dhoni almost caught him up at the end. There was some average bowling from Pakistan towards the end of the innings. But look how much they're enjoying it. Two young lads and a big future ahead of them.
Oh, these are great moments. It's not going to be early night in Lahore, that's for sure. Rana Naveed, I have great regard for this man. He's a fighter. I've never seen him bowl in this fashion. It just defied logic, his length especially, Imran.
You know, the problem is for someone like Rana Naveed, who's by the way more experienced and an intelligent bowler than the rest, they need some sort of some help from the coach and the captain. Both of them unfortunately are not fast bowlers and do not understand the psyche of a fast bowler. You know, Pakistan's
reason for the bounces, Imran, is it a sign of insecurity in a bowler?
I think the reason was that the ball wasn't swinging, and they realized at this stage they needed a wicket. And to get a wicket, they thought the best way was to somehow make them play a false shot. But those were bad bounces. I mean, the bouncer has to be a certain height in order for the ball to go up. They actually ended up sort of giving them free hits. But I do think Pakistan's strength is its fast bowling. You know, we saw these two young fast bowlers. They've still got Shoaib and Sami outside, and Rana, although didn't bowl well, but there's depth there. They're young bowlers, they need someone who understands the art of fast bowling, who can advise them. Unfortunately, coach captain are batsmen, and the bowling coach is a leg spinner.
Yeah, I was just going to mention Mushtaq Ahmed's name actually as a bowling coach. Rana Naveed, when we saw him bowl against England, the wickets that he got were surprise full-length deliveries, because he can't hit in the air, he can't touch 90 miles per hour, the odd ball. But today, going at 9 runs and over.
Yeah, he bowled too short. He banged it in, you know. I mean, especially with the field that was sent. Inzamam was setting fields towards the end there for death bowling, which meant, you know, fine leg was up and mid-off and mid-on were back. And that's not when you bowl short. Okay, maybe very occasionally a surprise ball. But, you know, get the Yorkers in. What Pakistan missed was a death bowler, and I don't just mean in the last 5 overs, but that sort of clever think on your feet bowler from about 15 overs out. There weren't enough Yorkers bowled, there weren't enough slower balls. I mean, in all honesty, they missed Shoaib. Shoaib in those last 15 would have bowled Yorkers, slower ball, and he would have really tested the young lads a little bit more. The bowling on offer was fairly easy to hit.
But may I just say one thing? I was surprised that Mohammad Asif, who looked, you know, the way he bowled that first spell, I mean, he beat the bat plenty of times. I was surprised he wasn't brought back earlier, because when Yuvraj came in, clearly he is the danger man. In the one-day matches, he's looked by far, you know, the most fluent stroke player. That was the time to get him in immediately when he came in, because he bowls well to the left-handers. I mean, he came in when the match was over.
Yeah, with 2 overs left, Inzamam was just a little worried how to use Mohammad Asif. Time for a short break. Just a reminder, India have won the 3rd one-day international, another convincing win, winning by 5 wickets. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll have the presentation ceremony. Stay with us. Welcome back. India have won the 3rd one-day international, another strong win. It was much closer than the last one, but in the end they finished quite comfortably, the Indians, winning by 5 wickets, as I said, and now they lead the series 2-1. The target was 289. It was achieved through the efforts of Tendulkar, Yuvraj Singh and Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Okay, how do you look at Mahendra Singh Dhoni as a batsman? He seems to bludgeon the ball, and consistency is something that you would not normally associate with somebody like Dhoni. But you've seen that in Test match he's got 150, and one day he's been quite consistent.
Yeah, it's been very consistent. I think it's the major difference for Indian cricket is these lads coming in down the order, whereas in the old days they might crumble. These lads are coming in with real attitude. I like his attitude. I like, you know, he's got something about him. He's got a presence at the crease. He's got self-belief. I mean, his technique, he's a little bit of a sort of poor man's Sehwag. He stays leg side of the ball and he uses his hand-eye coordination. But you can tell that the bowler, he's saying to the bowler, if you bowl a ball, I'm looking to hit you. And one-handed, two-handed, you know, it's just he's an imposing figure at the crease. And he's also clever. Every time he hit a boundary, he took a single, and he's there at the end. These two lads are there at the end. You put in Mohammad Kaif as well. Finishers in one-day cricket are oh so important. And he's got a calm head about him. The interview he gave at the end was a good interview. I just like everything about him. He has attitude. I always like people with attitude in my side.
And do you think Sehwag has perhaps inspired a new breed of batsmen who would be looking at Sehwag and saying, moving your feet is not such a great idea? Because that happens to be a batsman's strength on flat pitches. You don't move your feet, you don't get into line, you get the room.
And you know that uppercut for a six. I mean, I was looking at it, I thought, I wish in my playing days I'd seen Sehwag, so I would have also practiced this uppercut for six, because it's a great shot. I think Dhoni is his own man. You know, I think this guy has excellent temperament, he's gutsy, he's very talented, he plays off the front and back foot. I mean, you know, normally you have players play either strong front foot players or their back foot players. He does both. He hooks very well. You know, I think he's going to go places.
And as valuable to his team as Kamran Akmal is for Pakistan?
Well, I think in future this will be the, you know, I as a sort of cricket lover would love to see who goes ahead. Is it Kamran or is it Dhoni? Because they're in different ways, they are equally effective for their teams. Kamran has done wonders for Pakistan, so has Dhoni. And from where do they, you know, how do they go from here? How do they evolve? I would really be curious to see in 5 years' time Dhoni and Kamran, because I think they're great potentials for both their countries.
There's more to talk here on Straight Drive. As you know, India have won the third one-day international. Time for the presentation ceremony. It's over to Ramiz Raja.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your presence. We've got a star-studded presentation party here. A special, very warm welcome to General Pervez Musharraf, who is President, Islamic Republic of Pakistan and President-in-Chief of Pakistan Cricket Board. Lieutenant General retired Khalid Maqbool, Governor Punjab, Chaudhry Pervez Ilai, Chief Minister Punjab, Sheikh Rashid Ahmed, Minister for Information, Mia Amir Mahmood Nazim, Lahore City, Major retired Ziaul Hassan, Inspector General Police, Mr. Shahryar M. Khan, Chairman PCB. Then we come to the sponsors, Sanjay Mukherjee, Director Operations North Hutch, Mohammad Wasim Mukhtar, Director Allied Bank Limited, and Shashank Awashthi, Vice President Gresham Cement. First of all, a special vote of thanks to Lahore Police for extending their cooperation in staging this one-day international game. Allied Bank Safe Hands Award of US 400 will be presented by Mohammad Wasim Mukhtar, Director Allied Bank Limited. And there's been only one star today, the real star, Dhoni from India. Then there's the Birla Plus Match Ki Jaan Award of US $400 to be presented by Shashank Awashthi, Vice President Grasim Cement, and it goes to the little master Sachin Tendulkar for hitting 16 fours and 1 6. Man of the Match Award carries US 500 purse and trophy to be presented by Sanjay Mukherjee, Director Operations North Hutch, and it was a split decision going in favor of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. 72 of 46 balls, and importantly a match-winning partnership with Yuvraj Singh. Well played, Dhoni. Is this the best you've played under pressure?
It's one of my best innings, but I think when we were chasing some 40-50 runs were required when we were playing against Sri Lanka at Pune. I think that's one of the best innings because we didn't have much batsmen left after me. So this was a good inning. I cannot pick anyone from both of them, but I think this is one of the best.
Let's try to read your mind. What goes through that mind when you go out there? Because you only look for aggression.
I just wanted to play 10 to 15 balls, but it was hard to play the first 10 balls because I didn't have so much balls to spare. So I thought 8 to 10 balls would be the max I would get, and if I can hit to it with the middle of my bat, then I can go on with my shots.
And a wonderful effort. Yuvraj Singh also helped you along with that wonderful partnership.
Yeah, I think it's a team effort. It's not only about the batsman, the bowler. They really did well to restrict Pakistani team on this kind of a wicket. And yeah, Sachin Bhai particularly and Jam, they took us through the new ball. And after that, Yuvi was excellent with his timing. And I think it's a team effort.
Do you think that your good form in batting is carrying you through in the wicket-keeping department also, because your keeping seems to be gelling well together as well?
Yeah, I've said that in the past as well. If you do well with the bat, then it shows on with the gloves as well. And at the international level, I think it's a game of confidence.
Well played then.
Thanks a lot.
Mahendra Singh Dhoni is star of the evening. May I invite Inzamamul Haq to please come forward and have a few words with us. Inzi. Pakistani captain, big hand for Inzamamul Haq. Inzamam, what went wrong?
Assalamu alaikum, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First out, thanks to Allah. I think we're not fielding well. That's why we lose the game. Otherwise, I think his bowlers is really ball well today.
You recovered well with the bat, 288. Not a bad effort. At one stage, you're looking down and out.
Yeah, I think on this track and 288 is a good total, and bowlers really did well. And first, I think 30 or 35 overs they really bowled well. I think we take some drop catches. That's why I think is change the game.
How will this hurt Pakistan, because you're now behind India in this one-day series?
Yeah, no, we don't have any chance to lose any game because we already 2 down, and we try hard to next 2 games.
Well, all the best then, Inzamam, for the rest of the series.
Thank you.
Pakistani captain Inzamamul Haq. May I now invite Rahul Dravid to please come forward and first of all receive the Hutch winning bonus from General Pervez Musharraf, President Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Well, Rahul, well played. Just the right kind of tonic you require to stay front of Pakistan in this one-day series.
Yeah, Pakistan's a very good team. I mean, you want to play, and especially at home, if you want to beat Pakistan, you've got to play very good cricket, and that's what we've done in the last 2 games. I think, we've played really well. It's been a great team effort all around. I thought we restricted them to a good score, and the way Sachin, Yuvraj and Dhoni batted was brilliant.
Yes, the platform was importantly set up by Sachin Tendulkar.
It wasn't easy out there initially batting. It was quite interesting. I mean, the first 15, 16 overs, the ball was seaming around quite a bit, and they bowled well. I think Asif and Umar Gul bowled in good areas. And once you got through that difficult period, I think it was the partnership between Sachin and Yuvraj that set us up, and Dhoni was just brilliant in the end when we needed a finisher.
What must have worked in your favour also was that part. It's almost like mini India.
Yeah, it was great. It's been fantastic, just to see the kind of support the people have come, across the border, and I think that's just great for cricket to see that they could come across and see a great game of cricket, and we appreciate their support and the trouble they've come across to support us.
Well played, Rahul, and well done.
Thanks so much.
I believe General Pervez Musharraf has got a few words to say.
Well, I would first of all like to congratulate the Indian team for playing exceptionally well, and may I especially congratulate Dhoni for being the architect of the victory, and may I tell Dhoni that I saw a placard asking you to have a haircut, but if you were to take my opinion, if you were to take my opinion, you look good in this haircut. Don't have a haircut. Okay. Thank you very much. I think it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure watching this match. It was most interesting, and it was played in a very good spirit. The score given by Pakistan team was indeed very good. They played very well, and of course then the Indian team chased it very well, and they deserved the victory because they played very well. So I congratulate the Indian team again. I would like to congratulate the Pakistan team also. One should never get demoralized. You played very well. It was an interesting match. So therefore let's hope to the future the two remaining matches are equally well contested, irrespective of whoever wins. We want to watch interesting cricket. So I wish both the teams very well. Thank you very much.
That concludes our presentation ceremony as well.
Well, thank you, Ramiz. Let's not forget the President Parvez Musharraf is also the chief patron of the Pakistan Cricket Board, so he's a cricket fan. Time for a short break, and when we come back we'll do some more post-mortem of that match. Swing for Umar Gul and Mohammad Asif.
Well, as I said, I thought it was the most absorbing cricket I had watched after a long time. Those 10 overs with those two bowlers bowling beautifully, cutting the ball, beating the bat, and consistently, and especially Mohammad Asif. I mean, I thought he could have run through the side. I mean, that's a great bouncer. Bowl quick and just bowl in that right corridor. If you watch him, he's just moving the ball both ways. Now that came back, the one before left him, and same with Umar Gul. I mean, both tall men, similar action, and they kept moving the ball. India could easily have lost wickets there, and this is where the experience of Sachin and Dravid came in. As I said, a big mistake to send in Irfan Pathan with the ball moving around. It's what Pakistan keep doing. Pakistan need their best batsmen coming in at the top.
Well, not too many people realize, they feel Dhoni was the man who won the game, but this was a crucial stage, surviving that opening spell and then capitalizing later.
Yeah, I mean, Imran mentioned the experience of the two, but also the technique. If you gave me a list of top 10 technical batsmen in the world, Tendulkar and Dravid technically are brilliant. And so they kept out the good balls, and when there was a bad ball around, they were wise enough and alert enough and calm enough to put them away. Brilliant partnership.
I thought this was the match-winning partnership, really, because they saw off that most dangerous period. When the ball was moving, these two were there. They saw off the new ball. And remember, as the match went on, you could see that the ball started moving less and less. And when Umar Gul even came back, although he cut one back to get Kaif, but the movement wasn't there anymore.
Well, no wonder it was a split decision, because there were so many good performances today, especially with the bat and India winning in that chase. Finally, Dhoni was given the Man of the Match award, but I thought Tendulkar's innings was very special. Here he is talking to Dean Jones.
Thanks very much, Sanjay. Well, we've got Sachin Tendulkar with us. Congratulations, and another 90, 100 last game. Things are going great.
Yeah, it's been good. I thought initially the ball did quite a bit, and then in the first 15 overs or so. But we knew once the seam got a little soft, we knew that it was a good track to bat on.
You played over 350 games. For me, it looked like you're playing your first game. You let the ball go very early, particularly against Asif. I thought you played well there.
I thought he was hitting good areas, and if somebody's bowling well, you just got to respect that. And I felt the first spell was going to be very important for them. And we had lost a couple of early wickets, so it was a big blow for us. So basically, me and Rahul, we decided to just hang around for a while, and even if they bowled 2-3 maiden overs, it didn't matter.
No, you certainly did that. Can I say, now you've got a team, you've got a lot of power plays, and you've got Yuvraj just playing so well, you've got Dhoni playing so well, you've got Rahul Dravid playing so well. Can you free up a little bit more and just play more of your natural game a bit more now?
I have been playing my natural game. I fail to understand why people feel that I don't play my natural game. Sometimes, see, now that we have the players who go out there and play some big shots. I think we've been given a certain role and in the team, and we've got to play accordingly. It's a team sport, not an individual. Sometimes, you feel you can go out and play whatever you think, but it is equally important what the team is expecting of you, and whatever things we've planned in the dressing room, we got to progress accordingly.
And you love your bowling. I thought the idea of changing to little mediums is working to a treat. I thought you bowled really well today.
Yeah, I think they've really played some big shot against spin bowling, and I felt to introduce something different which they are not expecting is the key, and that was the reason I bowled medium pace in the last 2 games. I don't know about the next one.
Well, so firstly, how's your elbows travelling and your fitness in general?
Behaving. It's been quite okay. I was cramping towards the end of middle part of my innings. To be very frank, not used to bowling 10 overs at a stretch. So I guess my body is holding up quite all right.
Certainly is, and well played today, and good luck for the next one in Multan.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Back to you, Sanj.
Smart move by Dino to change the subject to bowling, because he touched a sensitive chord there with his natural game, because that's something everyone's talking about, and he's had enough of it. Let me play the way I want to. I don't want to play the way you want to.
He got a little bit bristly there with Dino, didn't he? I just think the lad's a genius. I have been on this show now for a couple of weeks, and I can't see any problem with Sachin Tendulkar. He's such a clever cricketer when he bowls. You can see he's assessing whether to bowl spin or seam up. He is a genius, in all honesty. India must value what they have, and those people at the end of the Test series who are criticising Tendulkar, I hope they find a very big hole and jump in it, because this bloke is an absolute genius. When you play against him, you see the way he assesses situations and people, and just in interviews and everything. The man carries himself very well. Technically he's very good. Trying to sit down in a meeting as England captain to work out, right, how do you get Sachin out? How are we looking to get him out? There's very few areas they can really get Sachin Tendulkar out. And yes, I suppose the whole of India would want him to play a little bit more positively, because he can do. But as he said there, he wants to play for the team, not for how sometimes Sachin or the whole of India want him to play.
Or how I want him to play.
Yeah, or it's how I want him to play, yeah.
Well, today he played differently. There's no doubt about it. I've seen him since the age of 15. He's played differently today. Do you think Sehwag's absence may have got him to play in that fashion? Because, when Sehwag is with him, opening the innings, as he said, that there are, more attacking players in the team now, so he's quite happy to just take a step back.
Yeah, there's no need for him. When Sehwag's there, when Dhoni's there, when Yuvraj is there, these are people that play big shots naturally. So there is no need for him to play like that. If everyone went at, a runner ball, every game would be 360 runs. So someone else needs to play in a different manner. Now Sachin has probably, with Chappell and Dravid, said, I'm going to take that. In this game without Sehwag, he said to himself, I am going to play the shots. And when he does play expansive shots, he is a joy to watch.
Yeah, when you listen to interviews of players, generally they say the predictable things, but it's important to read between the lines. In Zamam at the post-match presentation, you could see he was clearly unhappy. He wasn't happy at all. I think there would be a few words said after the match to his players.
But can I say one thing? I don't know what Dino was talking about, him playing shots. I thought he played a lot of shots, considering the conditions he was batting in. The ball was cutting. Those bowlers, Gul and Asif particularly, bowled beautifully. They bowled in that corridor, they cut the ball both ways. From that angle, they could have run through the Indian batting lineup. To try and play more shots would have given them an added opportunity to get wickets. I thought, in that context, it was a very attacking innings. Secondly, what I like about Sachin is that in the one-day matches, he is taking the pressure by opening, because the pressure is opening the batting here. The ball, as we see, the ball moves the most when you're opening, and then it ceases as the match progresses. I wish that Inzamam would take a leaf from his book. Inzamam is a great batsman. He is, to me, one of the best all-time batsmen I've watched, played with and watched. I do not know why he does not back himself. And going in at number 6 in a one-day match, for me, it's criminal. It's a non-position number 6. Yunus Khan going in at 7, again I say it's a non-position. Inzamam should take a leaf from his book. Go in the front. Go at number 3. Go at number 4. No later than number 4. And that's where you play a big innings and you carry the team with you.
It certainly hurt Pakistan today, those batting positions of the senior batsmen in the team. Time for a short break. When we come back, we'll hear from the Indian coach, Greg Chappell. Welcome back. If you have just joined us and if you're an Indian supporter, good news. India has won the third one-day international and it was an impressive win. The target was 289 to win. They got there with almost 3 overs to spare, and Tendulkar, Yuvraj Singh and Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the chief contributors. Greg Chappell, the Indian coach, should be very pleased. The Indian team has broken that winning trend of Pakistan, that's for sure. Here's Greg Chappell talking to D. Jones.
Well, Sanjay, we've got Greg Chappell here, mate. A great win, I thought. Fantastic work.
Yes, it was a good win. The boys have played well in all 3 games, really. We tried hard this morning to make it hard work. We dropped a couple of catches that could have cost us dearly, but thankfully the bowlers fought back and kept us in the game, and then some very good batting. It was a very good chase. Under difficult conditions, the ball did a bit, the new ball particularly, and I thought Pakistan bowled very well.
Saying that, I thought it was a pretty good one-day international pitch.
Oh, it's a good wicket, there's no doubt about it, but with the new ball, early this morning and then late this afternoon as the sun went down, I thought it offered the bowlers something, but it was a very good wicket, as you can see from the scores.
Pathan gets wickets again early for you, and I thought RP Singh, not much is said about him, but he did a real good job for you.
He did do a very good job. You know, the thing with Pathan is that he generally gets early wickets for us, and that's important. But you know, RP's under a bit of pressure. He's a young fella. He's coming into the side. You know, we took a bit of a chance leaving Zahir out because Zahir's been in good form, but we feel we've got to give these young boys opportunities. If they don't get chances in pressure games, when do they ever learn? And you know, we wanted to take that opportunity. He was a bit nervous early on, but I thought he bounced back very well.
He certainly did. Ajit Agarkar, his injury?
Just a slight strain. It feels a lot better this evening than it did earlier in the day, so we're hoping that he'll be okay for the rest of the series.
Sachin Tendulkar, the way he played today, look, I said to him before that he looked like a kid playing his first or second game. Look, he really protects his wicket, and the way he let the ball go at times is a good lesson for everyone.
It is, and I mean that's what good players do. They get into good positions and they know which ones to leave alone. Yeah, his batting has been excellent in the last few months since he came back from injury. I thought the criticism of him in India after the 3rd Test match was most uncalled for. His batting in the second innings I thought was very good. In fact, I made the comment to a few people at the end of that there's some big scores just around the corner. With that sort of you know, state of mind that he was in, he was very determined. He was moving well, got into good positions, and we saw it again today because it wasn't easy early on.
No, and more importantly, his bowling. I think the idea of him bowling mediums here on these pitches works.
Yeah, well, the spinners just haven't had many opportunities. There hasn't been much there for them. So, you know, we thought about what other options we had. There weren't many, but you know, such a clever little bowler. I mean, he can bowl anything: leg spinners, off spinners, and medium paces. And you know, his spell today and that wicket that he got was an important one.
And with his batting, I thought Yuvraj really helped him. I think Yuvraj just played really well. He's the striking of his drive, so how straight they were was fantastic.
He's a very good striker of the ball, and you know, an underrated player in a lot of ways, I suppose. But you know, in the last 6 months, I can't imagine how many games we played in that time. But he's made a lot of runs for us in both forms of the game, but particularly one-day cricket. And you know, he's getting better and better. And you know, we haven't seen the best of him yet. To have him coming in the middle order and be able to take some of the pressure off whoever's in, like Sachin Tendulkar today, is very important for us.
MS Dhoni, what was it like in the dressing room at 5 for 190? The game was in the balance. What was said? The mood?
Well, it was basically just we had to bat through. We needed 2 guys to bat through, and we felt that if 2 guys did bat through, we would win the game. MS is quite a special player. He's a little bit different. You know, you wouldn't you wouldn't see many players play some of the shots that he plays, but that's the charm of him, and that's the beauty of him from the point of view of opposition teams finding it hard to bowl to him and to the other person at the other end, because you've got to set different fields. He's got a great temperament, he's got a great talent, and we're very lucky to have him.
As long as he doesn't change his haircut, as the President said. Look, you've got a couple of days now. You've got to get fresh legs, obviously, for Multan. It's a pretty heavy schedule. What's your plans before Multan?
Well, we just got to try and keep the mood strong and light. I don't want to work the boys too hard. They've had a lot of cricket, and there's quite a bit more cricket coming up. You know, there's a couple of the guys that haven't had a lot of cricket in the last few weeks. We'll need to get them some work, but for the rest of the guys, I'll be quite happy if they just enjoy themselves and get themselves in the right frame of mind, because I think that's been the big thing with the team. Even though we were on the losing side of the Test series, the spirit's been very strong.
Certainly has, and we've enjoyed your cricket, and good luck at Multan.
Thanks, Dean.
Thank you, Sanj.
Thanks very much, Dino. Interesting there in that interview was RP Singh played today because India felt that they needed to give chances to youngsters in pressure matches. Very interesting.
Very interesting, and a spot-on comment from Greg Chappell, because you can see now, you know, people in India must think, you know, the Ganguly fans or the VVS Lachman fans must have questioned, why aren't these boys in our one-day side? And you can see what India and Chappell are trying to achieve. They're trying to achieve team unity, energy. You know, VVS, for all his batting brilliance, and he is a brilliant player, with his knees he's going to struggle in the field a bit. You can see the energy in this Indian side. The batting is incredible. Best batting lineup in the world in my book. They've got energy. The one thing that Chappell knows that he is missing is a young bowler. He's trying Sreesanth, and he's coming. He was okay again today. He was unlucky. He's trying RP Singh. There's a few names I read in the paper. He
seems to have the wicket-taking ability, RP Singh. He didn't quite bowl at his best today. He was a bit on the shorter side. But when he bowls, he gets wickets, even in Test matches, which eventually got him controversially the Man of the Match award in that drawn game in Lahore. But does get those wickets.
He does. I'm still unconvinced by the whole Indian bowling package. They still need one more because of Plan B, Sanjay. They're winning, chasing all the time. What happens if they come up against Australia with their batting lineup and they have to protect a score? Without a spinner, I mean, Harbhajan's got to come in, or Kumble or someone. I know that loses a bit of that mobility and energy that Chappell wants. But I still believe they're one bowler short in case they lose the toss and they have to protect a score, because I don't know where the wicket takers are still. They, you know, with the new ball, Pathan, after that, I think they're missing one bowler.
Well, he got 3 wickets, RP Singh, and he's got this knack of just getting a bit of kick when the ball pitches. It's something that we've talked today as well. Now, these are the balls that he was very short with today. I mean, he started off being very short, and then he corrected himself. As Greg Chappell said, he was a little nervous at the start, big game, under pressure, but then once the length was corrected, he came back beautifully.
Yeah, I think that's what you always forget, the nerves of young lad. You know, you've always got to put that in the equation, especially playing against Pakistan. And he's got 2 very fine players, 3 if you include Kamran Akmal. He's got, you know, the heart of the Pakistan batting lineup out there.
Yuvraj Singh, just watching him bat, Imran, you also said it, he seems to be, at the moment, when you look at form, confidence and touch, India's best batsman.
Well, he looks a complete player right now. I mean, temperament, he looks unflustered. He goes in and just sort of looks good. And then look at the quality of strokes he plays. Such clean hitting. I mean, he sort of times the ball and just also has the ability to hit it very hard. But, you know, these are just timing the ball. I mean, I think he's just gone from strength to strength. As the more confidence, and these, especially these straight drives, I mean, these are just incredible shots. And remember, these were under pressure. At this stage, Pakistan needed a wicket, and anything could have happened. And he just never he shut the door on Pakistan. He just scored and didn't give a chance.
Very early in his career, Nasir, we thought Yuvraj Singh had the talent, and the most important quality at the time that we needed were people who finished matches, the match winners. And this is something you've got to see. This is quite amazing with Yuvraj Singh. This is when he's successful, when he gets a 50 plus. Batting first, 15 times when he's got 50, India have won 10 times. But look at batting second, that's when India is chasing the NatWest trophies and today's game as well. Batting second, 12 times when he's got a score of over 50, India have won 11 times. And finally 27 50s, 21 times India has won. So that's a match winner.
Yep. NatWest final, Lords, I was there, worst day of my life. Him and Cave saw him through, and I'll hate him every day of my life for that. So, you know, he is a talent, I tell you, because, I mean, he played fairly subdued today, but as Greg Chappell says and as Imran just said, he's a very clean hitter of the ball. When he first came in, I think it was in Kenya or something in the ICC tournament, he was almost a bit more of a pinch hitter, really went after it. So I think, as Chappell said, I think there's a lot more in Yuvraj's batting still to come.
Right. Time for a short break. When we come back, we'll get Imran Khan's views on what Pakistan needs to do next, and also Bob Woolmer will be sharing his thoughts with us. That's after the short break.
Strikes again, and he's energized the Gaddafi Stadium crowd here. What a delivery, quick and on target.
Welcome back. India have won the third one-day international. It was another convincing win by the Indians. Their form has been good now in Pakistan over the last 2 weeks or so. They needed to win 289 runs. That was the target for them. They got there quite easily in the end. Good contributions from Tendulkar, Yuvraj and Dhoni. It wasn't all that easy when the run chase started for India, because the pitch had a bit of live overcast conditions, so it was a good win. Pakistanis were on the ball though. He does put the ball in the right place. A bit of a bonus wicket on that occasion for Mohammad Asif, but I've seen this happen to a few batsmen on the ball. Hits the, well, under the thigh pad really, and then goes on to hit the stumps.
Yeah, very unlucky. Graham Gooch used to get out like that. He didn't used to get out like that too often. That was a very, very sharp ball, and that's a sort of bowler sent up the order to do a batsman's job. This is what you get if you come in as a pinch hitter. You get a lot of throat balls, and that was a beauty.
Run out, directed under pressure. And that's what you need from a fielding side. Hit the stumps when it matters. What a big wicket that was for Pakistan at the stage when there was that revival being initiated. And on 95, Tendulkar falling to Abdul Razak once again. We lost count how many times he's got out to Razak. Then Kaif not had a decent innings yet in Pakistan, wasn't there in the test series, came for the one-dayers, but a good delivery first up from Umar Gul, coming back in, playing the wrong line. The game, Bob Woolmer was so happy, wearing a big smile after that first one-day win and that test match win in Karachi. He's got some work to do now. Here he is talking to Dean Jones.
Thanks, Central. We've got Bob Woolmer here. Commiserations, mate. I know you guys aren't playing that well, but you're still creating, you know, a good effort in regards to competing against these boys.
The performance today was better than the last performance, marginally. There's still, you know, at the moment India are playing better than us. Simple as that, really. And we've got to plug a few holes.
Shahid Afridi, the idea of opening the batting.
Yes, obviously to try and get us off to a start. So it might have worked. He just looked as though he's playing quite well, and then hit one up in the air. But it's certainly an idea that we've been toying with. You know, from an opening point of view, we don't want the same person all the time necessarily. Just to mix it up, try and put the pressure on India, and it didn't work.
Got a couple of good starts. Shoaib Malik is playing beautifully.
Yes, I think. You know, without him, it wouldn't have been a very good score, but I thought he played absolutely magnificently. He's played really well for all three one-day internationals, and he's a seriously good cricketer.
Abdul Razak, again, he's doing the good job for you, isn't he?
Yes, and you know, he was one of our better bowlers too. I thought he worked very hard at the end, and he's a wonderful striker of the ball. I mean, he hits the ball very hard. In fact, you know, it's frightening, isn't it? And going back to my era, I'm not sure I'd like to have played one-day cricket at the moment, the way they hit the ball.
They certainly don't. Thanks for your time, mate, and good luck in Multan.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Sanch.
Bob Woolmer there, wanting to just change the opening composition with the bat.
I didn't understand what that interview was all about, because he says we have India played better, and I think he said something like plug a few loopholes. The only loophole that needs to be plugged is strategy. I mean, Pakistan has the wrong strategy. You know, to have clearly, if in the last match the alarm bells should have rung that, you know, this makeshift business, getting your best batsman batting low down the order, having makeshift players playing up the order, Pakistan was already in trouble in the last match. And, you know, they lost quick wickets again. So in this match, why, if you are not getting good starts and knowing that the partnerships build long innings, why not send the best batsman in this innings? Why again try, knowing perfectly well that Shahid Afridi has time and again proved that he's a much better batsman down the order. And here you look at the batting order. Inzamam ul Haq, one of the greatest contemporary batsmen, batting at 6, going in a crisis again like he did in Pindi. So from there they should have realized that the way to do is to put him up the order. Yunus Khan, look at the form he's been at number 7. What sort of position is number 7 in a one-day team for a specialist batsman?
I mean, it can only get better. I mean, I can see maybe Shahid Afridi not opening in the next match, but I don't see too many changes in the top order, the way Pakistan thinks. They'll still open with Salman Butt and Kamran Ahmed. So it means only one position,
Sanjay,
elevation.
Let me say one thing. Pakistan is not using its resources properly. This is not the way to play one-day cricket. You do not get your best batsman going low down the order. In a limited over match, we've already seen the statistics. All top run getters are in the top 4. Inzamam has got most of his runs at number 4. What is he doing at 6?
Is it a strategy that was bound to fail in the long term? Because this is one idea that Pakistan have had for a long time, having Mohammad Yusuf at 4 and Inzamam at 5, Yunus Khan at 6. So maybe
Sanjay,
it's not a long term.
Sometimes when you win, it covers up a lot of your faults. Wrong strategies are covered up because you win, just because sometimes you have a better team. Pakistan has better bowling resources than most teams in world cricket. How many teams in world cricket has the depth and fast bowling which Pakistan today has? But the problem is, this is not the right strategy. I mean, here is Sachin scoring so many runs, again Sachin and Dravid saving the day today, and the wrong strategy of sending Irfan Pathan being exposed against when ball is moving around. They're good bowlers. I would like to see, if Pakistan need to come back, I want to see Yunus at 3, Inzamam at 4 and Yusuf at 5. And I would like, and because he's in such good form, Malik, he should open with Salman Butt. And then, you know, you have all your hitters behind you. Let the best batsman go in, and you know, as we've seen, the new ball is the problem. Once you've got a start, everyone, I mean, Razak is devastating. Afridi down could do anything. Kamran Ahmed down the order. So, you know, I do not think this is best use of resources. Similarly in bowling, I would like to see 2 changes. I would like Sami coming in. Secondly, I would actually be controversial and want Danish Kaneria back in the team, because that adds another variety to the, you know, gives the captain more options.
I think Multan, the ball might turn.
It might turn in Multan. Yeah. And so I would start thinking of getting Danish Kaneria back in the team, because, you know, Pakistan cannot afford to lose another match. They've lost the series if they lose at Multan.
What I disagreed there with Bob Woolmer was he wanted to change the opening batting pair just for the sake of it. It seemed like, you know, it's sort of a surprise for the opposition, even if it's a successful pair.
Yeah, 2 things I'll say on that, Sanjay. The first thing is Bob Woolmer's always been known as a bit of a tinker man, always chopping and changing. Sometimes it works, sometimes he did it at South Africa, he did it with Warwickshire in England. He likes, you know, with the earpiece for the captain, he likes to think out of the box. Now, you can do that when you haven't got very good sides, or you haven't got a lot of talent or whatever. He doesn't need to do that with this Pakistan side. There's so much talent that you just have to bat your best players in their best position. And the other thing I'll say about pinch hitters generally in the game, and these are pinch hitters like Pathan or Afridi or whatever, they don't come off at the top of the order anymore. We've tried it with England, other sides have tried it. Unless you're a Jayasuriya or a Gilchrist or a proper frontline batsman, because people soon work you out. You know, Pathan today was soon worked out.
Nasir, also very important. Pinch hitters can come good in the subcontinent more often, but not today. I mean,
because I tell you what, Sanjay, everyone around the world will be watching this. Brett Lee, Andrew Flintoff, everyone will be watching this and saying, next time you come out, Irfan, when you play against us, England, we're not going to pitch the ball up to you. So unless you can hook and cut, unless you play all round the pitch, you won't get away with it. I mean, today.
Can I just add one thing to exactly what you're saying? Even if they hadn't, even if he wasn't got out on the bouncer, I reckon the way the ball was moving around, how would he have hit the ball? If players like Sachin and Dravid were struggling and really they were struggling to survive, how was he, Irfan? I mean, you don't have some magic bat in your hand that you're going to hit the ball. The ball was moving around.
Yeah, I think that is the key. Today the ball was doing something. It wasn't like the typical Lahore pitch where you just come in and hit through the line. So it wasn't the pitch or the conditions for the pinch hitters.
Yeah, I mean, the decision with Afridi this morning was, you know, beyond us, to be honest. I know Bob gets a lot of things right, but the decision with Afridi, with this sort of movement around, I know this is in the Indian innings, but first up this morning to send in someone who has batted so well at number 6 and number 7 and hitting England all round the park, hitting India all round the park, to suddenly move him up to open, to expose him to the new ball, was a wrong
case of tinkering.
It was a tinker and it was wrong.
Not much sense. It made no cricketing sense to me at all.
Let's have a look at Shahid Afridi. It was a bit of a struggle for him.
Well,
that
he
was
could have been caught
here.
there. And then again, in the end, that could have gone to the hand. And then this finally.
And you got to compliment Pathan as well. He kept the ball full, knowing well the power of Shahid Afridi. Right, let's look at some of the positives, Imran. Once again, Mohammad Asif, he had a bad game, the last one, but that was what we call a flash in the pan with a negative performance, because he's back to his very best. And Umar Gul, I'm very glad for Umar Gul that he found his bearings, because I think he's a good bowler.
Well, I have to say, I watched the two of them bowl this morning, the first spell against India, and I'm really dying to see them bowling in England. Because, you know, when they have a little bit of juice in the wicket, both have high arm actions. They bowl in that corridor. Umar Gul has less control, and you can see, just look at Mohammad Asif. I mean, that is just about perfect. Look how high his arm is.
Mohammad Asif is the one
on the right. And just look how high his wrist, everything. No wonder he bowls so accurately. Umar Gul is slightly less accurate, but still he has a high arm action and is able to move the ball both ways. And both of them bowl in that corridor outside the off stump, where the batsman doesn't know when to play and when to leave, because they can make the ball come back and then leave the bat. I think they both are going to bowl in England. I'm really looking forward to watch them bowl.
So that could be the attack England would be facing: Shoaib Akhtar, Mohammad Asif, Umar Gul / Mohammad Sami, or Rana Nabi.
Definitely, what an attack that is in English conditions. Mohammad Asif in particular, I think, could be the new find in world, not just in Pakistan cricket, but in world cricket. If he keeps progressing with that action and his attitude and his pace and bounce. I know he bowled England out in a warm-up game and they were very impressed with him. I think he could be the find of world cricket for the next 5-10 years.
Time for another very short break here on Straight Drive. When we come back, we'll be hearing from the man of the match, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Welcome back. India have taken a lead in this Hutch Cup. They lead 2-1 after winning the third one-day international. This is how the match finished. India getting 292 for 5, winning by 5 wickets, and they lead the series 2-1. Well, if you missed the afternoon session, the first half of the match, well, Rahul Dravid won the toss, important toss at that, and he had no hesitation in electing to field first. We'll have a look at the Pakistani wickets this afternoon. Well, Irfan Pathan has been very good with the new ball. As a batsman, there's nothing that you can tell Salman, but he did most things right. Presented a straight bat, it was close to the body, the feet were moving, it was just a great ball. Nasir?
Yeah, absolutely nothing wrong with that. And this was, again, as you said earlier, Irfan Pathan keeping the ball, having the braveness in the heart to keep the ball up to Afridi. And Kaif, who had dropped him earlier, you can see why he was so pleased, because it could have been a crucial drop, but that was a crucial catch.
That was an important wicket at this stage. You can see Akmal had reached 34. He's a big innings player. He's the man in form. Looking to just place that towards mid-wicket for a single, maybe a couple leading edge. Quite a few leading edges today. Maybe there was just that bit of softness in the pitch. The ball was gripping, moving. Beautiful delivery from RP Singh to get Mohammad Yusuf.
Yeah, the classic left armour. Ball probably came in the ball before, and then the angle, taking it across. Mohammad Yusuf fine nick, and then Sachin getting Inzamam out. I think he's got him out a few times, and it was a crucial wicket. Just ran it into the keeper's hands. A good catch, a bit lucky, but you've got to take him.
We heard this morning that he's got out to Tendulkar more often than any other bowler. I'm not sure whether that's true, but interesting. Yunus Khan trying to run it down. The third man doesn't look a risky shot, but it is, because you're always presenting only half of the face of the bat to the ball. Once again, keeping it full. Shoaib Malik, I thought, played a terrific innings. 108 wickets falling in front of him. He kept the momentum of the Pakistan innings. And finally getting out in that fashion. The great recovery was initiated by Razak and Shoaib Malik. Rana Naveed, a run out. Direct hit from RP Singh. Irfan Pathan, Imran, we have talked about his lack of speed, so he's not that, he doesn't make that much of an impact with the older ball, but he does get that new ball to do something for his team. And today, I think all the damage was done at the top. Superb day for Pathan.
I think Irfan, if he gets a couple of yards of pace, I think he's going to become lethal, because he has that ability to swing the ball late. You see, so he commits the batsman and then the ball moves, and if he does it quicker, if he gives the batsman less time, I think he will even be more of a wicket taker. But as it is, he always gets India the breakthrough.
This is the second consecutive excellent bowling spell from Irfan Pathan. We'll just have a look at his bowling performance in more detail. It's a good starter, puts the ball in the right place, and that's the reason he got that hat-trick in that first over of the test match in Karachi.
Yeah, captain's dream, because when you win the toss and stick the opposition in, knowing you've got quite a bit of inexperience in your attack, you want early wickets, otherwise you're made to look silly. And Pathan was right on the money from the first over, and he bowled a good length, and he swung the ball, and he's also a clever bowler. He mixed up his pace. And generally, 2 games running now, he's led the attack for India very well.
Not afraid to keep the ball full in spite of not being quick in the air. I can understand bowlers who are quick in the air, bowling the Yorker length or the over pitch length. And good support. That's something any good bowler needs. And look at the length that Pathan has bowled, and areas around the off stump. If you saw Rana Naveed earlier, he was beyond the halfway stage. Man of the match was Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and he was once again at his devastating best. He must be a happy man. He's talking to Dean Jones.
Thanks very much, Sanjay. Well, we've got the Man of the Match award. Mr. Dhoni, what did the President say to you, the personal message?
It was like he had somewhere seen a hoarding, and there was written, Dhoni, you need a haircut. Now he said, according to me, if you ask me, I think you don't need a haircut, and the haircut, it suits you. So I think you should carry on with it. I said, yeah, definitely I will carry it for a while.
Were you nervous coming into bat today at 5 for 190? Did Greg Chappell or any of the boys say anything to you before going out?
The only thing that they regularly say to me is just give you some time, give yourself some time, play 10 to 15 balls. Of course, I didn't have 15 balls to spare, but I thought, 6 to 7 balls I can spare, and if I can hit it with the middle of my bat, then I can go on with, and my team can easily win this match. So the only thing that was in my mind was to play the first 6 to 7 balls cautiously, and then to go on with my natural stroke play.
Not much is said about your wicket keeping, but I think the whole series you've really done a good job. You love doing it?
Yeah, I love whether it's wicket keeping or it's batting. I think being a wicket keeper batsman, it's a joint. It's basically like an all-rounder. You have to bat and you have to bowl as well. I think wicket keepers should also be considered as all-rounders, because they have to keep for 50 overs or in a test match for indefinite number of overs, and then they have to go on with the bat as well. And I think right now with the present scenario in the international level, you need wicket keepers to score runs.
Certainly do. Look, well, I'll let you go, mate. Well done. Congratulations on your Man of Match award.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Thank you, Sash.